What's up, my brothers and my sisters from another mister? So today we're going to do a comic book review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, The Lost Years, issue number 1, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. Now, before we get into the content, it's worth mentioning that you probably should read The Last Ronin first before diving into this prequel. It's not so much that this issue cannot be read in its own right, but it kind of spoils some things before you get into it. And I'll put the card at the end of this video and link in description if you wish to check out The Last Ronin issues number 1 through 5. But with all that being said, let's get into the content. We begin this issue with Michelangelo taking a beating from a few street thugs, and they possess half the skills that Michelangelo does. And this goes to show you that he's alone and a bit lost in his journey. Smash cut to now where we meet Casey Marie Jones, who's trying to train the 4 kiddo turtles to be ninjas. This is present time. Some are getting the hang of it, but others just want to eat or are uninterested in learning how to fight. Casey Jones is young and doing her best, and April O'Neil comes in the room and explains that to her. And April O'Neil tells her, Casey, I know you're trying so hard to follow Michelangelo's footsteps, and I guarantee you wherever he is now, he is very proud of you, hinting that this takes place after Michelangelo's death. But we both know what his dying wish was, and it wasn't about fighting. It's about knowing peace, except that the fighting didn't stop, which is all the more reason we should be taking Mikey's advice. I'm not gonna lie, Casey, says April. We still got problems. Even with the Foot Clan gone, Donatello once told me that nature abhors a vacuum, and that's proving true with the new power struggle in the city. But Donnie also taught me the scientific method. Define a problem, gather info, postulate a solution, test, look for success, and admit failures. Start over if necessary. There were plenty of times when I didn't think I had what it takes to be a good mother, but then I remember what Donnie showed me, and I always found a way to make it work, even when New York was way worse than what it is now. You've got to take baby steps at the start, girl, especially with these babies. And Casey's like, yeah, I guess so. She's getting encouraged a little bit. And April tells her, I bet Master Splinter old journal says something about failure, huh? Yeah, it says defeat's only real if you let it be real. Defeat is not defeat unless you accept it as reality in your own mind. And that's a Bruce Lee quote. And then we go into this monologue with Michelangelo getting beat by these chumps. 3 years since he's felt anything, and now pain flooding his senses and his entire being, mind and body and soul, as these people just continue to lay haymakers on Michelangelo. The pain reminds him that he came here to die, and he welcomed it because the long path that led him to this moment is piled high with the murdered bodies of his family. And he recounts those murders of Raphael, he recounts the murder of Leonardo, he recounts the murder of Donatello, Master Splinter, and his brothers, and his father, and his friends too, Casey Jones as well. This is a recap of The Last Ronin, and it's just a reminder that Michelangelo's going through some things, and this is his journey on how he got motivated to move forward. April O'Neil, Casey Jones, the Fugitoid, all victims of an ancient family feud, Oroku versus Amatu, all dead except for him. So with nothing left to live for, he just started walking up this cold and unforgiving mountain to meet his own end. And he thought he found what he was looking for, a place to stop, to let go, to lie down, and to die. He was wrong. Freezing temperatures, no water, and no food for who knows how long, and still his mutant body wouldn't let his spirit go. Neither would the voice that was suddenly whispering in his head, this is not your destiny, as he looks into Master Splinter's journal. When spring finally arrived, he figured that he wasn't gonna die, and he better get busy on surviving. And it seemed like the universe agreed with them. And for 3 years, he meditated religiously, studied Master Splinter's journal, seeking balance in its words and pictures. And after a time, he felt like merely just surviving had become an actual living thing, and that he hoped it might end to find the final piece he was hoping to look for. But as unexpectedly as it has come, time has passed, and these people call him a monster, that green freak. What's he doing here? Who cares? The boss says no survivors. kill it. They charged at Michelangelo like dogs, throwing rocks at him, hitting him, and unlike his attackers, he was in no hurry to stop him. Instead, he welcomed the pain. He welcomed the impending death to come, and he imagined what his family would say if they were here. Donnie would say something about the irony of these feral beasts calling me a monster. Leonardo would criticize their sloppiness of their attack, and Raphael would probably just say something tough like, "That's all you got, punks?" And Master Splinter, what would Master Splinter say? "Get up, foolish child." And he has a flashback of what Master Splinter would say. Back when they were going to war with the Foot Clan, he sees Master Splinter on top of all these Foot Clan bodies. Master Splinter tells him, "I said get up. Your brothers have nearly broken through the last line of the Foot Clan defense. Orokusaki's head and vengeance will soon belong to the Hamato clan. This is what I trained you for," says Master Splinter. "For all your life, this is a moment. Get up and rejoin the fight, Michelangelo." "I can't, father." "Hear me, boy. This is not your destiny, and I will not leave you here to meet a coward's end." Coward? He's no coward. Back to present day. This is not his destiny. And these guys are like, "Man, why won't this thing just die? I told you it was a monster." "Well, I got something to put this monster out of its misery. Let's make turtle soup out of it." And as he goes in to land the final blow with his axe, Michelangelo catches it mid-strike, and it's time to fight. And he rages. "Cowards? Killing just to kill? No respect for life, no honor, and no mercy," says Michelangelo. He goes at him, and I gotta admire this pose real quick. And while we admire this pose, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Like the video and subscribe to this channel. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. And now it's years of rage, loneliness, grief, guilt, and he lets it all out because they never had a chance. And this is a really cool panel right here. And then it's done. The fatigue sets in after he lays the whooping on him from the battle, from his life. Well, his life that he says? This is not your destiny, it says in the journal. His life was set for him for birth, respect, honor, redemption, family. Master Splinter was right as he starts packing his things. This mountain sanctuary, its false promises of peace and resolution was never his destiny. No more than fooling himself that he could quit his family's long war against the Foot Clan ever was. Redemption for his family on the battlefield, that's his destiny to the very end. And he gets motivation as he walks up the hills. He sees that his town is on fire and he wonders what the heck is going on. He passed this village when he first arrived at the mountain 3 years ago. Poor farmers and shepherds and their families, peaceful hard workers doing what they had to do to survive. The village almost seemed ancient when he first saw it, like a place lost to time, a sacred place. Who would do something like this, says Michelangelo. There it is. That's the monster that attacked us in the hills. Attacked you, says Michelangelo. Now he is pissed. Just like on the mountain, his rage overtakes him. And he strikes without thinking. But this time, something's different. Yeah, he's really mad, but this time, there's a calmness to his fury. Fists, blades, bullets, all going clearly in slow motion. And he's seen that they all wear the same tattoo. And as he knocks them out one by one, all these dead villagers, all these cowards, he tells them, the guy who calls him out says, "Please, don't hurt me." And Michelangelo's like, "There, now I attacked you," while he impales him. A voice off panel says, "You should go now, warrior," before he returns. Whoa, sir, I got you," says Michelangelo, as he aids him, sits him down, and this guy tells him, "Go now, save yourself. He will return." "Who will return?" says Michelangelo. "The death worm. He is all things evil, thief, murderer, feared by all police, military. All, not all. Not by me," says Michelangelo. "After what he did to your village, there's no way." "No," says this guy. "This village is lost. Nothing left to fight for. Leave now while you can. You will not survive if you dare face Death Worm's army alone." And Michelangelo goes back to his flashback, and Master Splinter is like, "Michelangelo, I can't do this anymore," says Michelangelo. And Master Splinter has to have a father to son moment. "My son, you are not doing this alone. We are your brothers, you, me. We fight this war together, always." And his brothers are like, "So what's it gonna be, Chucklehead? You just gonna sit there like crying like a baby? What you gonna do with the old man? What's he telling you to do?" "And get moving," says the turtles. now that they're in his spirit. And that is the end of this issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, The Lost Years, issue number 1. I mean, most of this issue is about Michelangelo thinking back to the time that he was cowardly and learning to live with that, while also finding a new gear to motivate him to continue and not giving up. I mean, for those that are looking into this issue thinking it's all about the violence and it's going to get down with the action, not quite yet, but I'm looking forward to when it finally gets there. And with all that being said, what you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. Also, link in description if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry, and also don't forget to check out RatedComics.com for some really cool comic books and some of our Rated Comics exclusives. Thank you again for watching. Until next time.